Hi guys! It is devastatingly late in the afternoon. Saturday, almost 5 o'clock actually. The reason that I'm on so late is I actually took it easy today and I just hung out with the kids. I can't say the last time that I actually just kind of laid around and hung out with my kids, which is kind of sad. But that's what we did this morning, and we did some laundry and we had like a leisurely day at home. And then I bucked up and went out and mowed the lawn for my husband before the rain comes. So that's why it's almost 5 o'clock and I'm just doing this now, but it's fine because I'm still getting to it no matter what. I'm still getting to it. So I try to vary what I'm doing all the time so that you guys can see different products and kind of address different skin types and different, people's comfortability levels with certain things, because I know that some people like some products and don't use others. So I kind of bounce around and use different things. Today I'm actually going to do a pressed powder routine for a dry skin type. I'm going to start with Touch Behold Touch Behold Glorious Primer. Always want to do this no matter what kind of foundation you're starting with. Always go in with primer first. So I just put a little bit on my skin. It's like a pea-sized amount. And just want to make sure that you blend it in and let it sit for a few minutes. This stuff is very silky. And it's going to feel probably a little bit oily at first, but that's why you want it to acclimate to your skin. So the whole point of today's powder routine is we're getting to the time of year, at least here in New York. Hi, Nicole. We're getting to the time of year here where it gets humid during the day. So people don't want to use a lot of liquid and cream products because it's humid and muggy out and what have you. So that's why I'm going to use pressed powders today. But I know a lot of people who don't like to use pressed powders because they have dry skin. And technically for drier skin, you want to use something like a cream foundation or a BB cream or something like that, even a liquid foundation, because you're already kind of dry and you want to add a little bit of extra moisture to it. You can still start with BB cream and finish with powder if you wanted to, but I'm going to show you a way to just do powder. Hi, Nicole, how are you? I'm going to show you a way to just do the powder so that you don't feel like you need to have everything all at once, because that can be a little bit overwhelming too. So you can certainly always go in with BB cream and layer it with anything. I'm a huge advocate of that, especially in the winter when my skin gets really funky. And I just can't keep up with how dry and 0 degree it is here in New York. But I was usually a hater of pressed powders, to be very honest with you, because I used to watch my grandmother do her makeup and she would take out this big white puffy thing and dip it in her CoverGirl loose powder and like smush it all over her face. And then when we would leave, she just looked like she got squirted with baby powder. And I was thinking like, this can't be the right way to do it, but I was little, so I just accepted it for what it was. Needless to say, we're not doing that now. We know better, so we're going to do better. All right, so the first thing I'm going to do is go in, now that I've got my primer on and it's set, I'm going to go in with a pressed powder, and this is in the shade Crepe, which is a very good color for my complexion because I'm very fair skinned with like a tinge of yellow. So I tend to go not pink. I tend to stay either neutral or I go yellow. All right, so I'm going to grab my Younique powder contour brush. It comes with a little pad in it like this. I don't typically use the pad to apply it. You can. I usually use a brush because it just goes faster for me. So this is the Younique powder concealer brush. What I like about the powder is it's buildable coverage. So all of our powders are full coverage. It just depends how much you put on and how much you're layering it with other things. So when I go in, I usually typically use my pressed powders as like a finishing setting type of a thing for my liquid foundation or my BB cream, but you can definitely use it as a standalone. Obviously there are no filters on Facebook Live, so what you see is what you get. It does an incredible job of just blurring everything out. It's a very natural, very light look. light as in it doesn't look cakey. It feels incredibly light because it kind of melts into your skin. It's got a very velvety texture to it. So that was my biggest concern with going with a pressed powder, is that I wanted it to look like a liquid foundation. And I've always been able to really blend liquid foundations well. So that was my biggest issue going forward with it. Is it going to look powdery, or is it going to look like my skin? Basically, I will use anything as long as it looks like my skin when it's finished. And I've got to say that this pressed powder is incredible for that. So if you feel like there are areas that you just need a little something, and then areas that you need to concentrate on more, that's what I mean by buildable. You can go over it once or twice and just make sure that everything is on there, but it does a really great job of covering up. I don't really have acne, thank God, right now, but I do have like some scarring from previous acne outbreaks that just went on way too long because of crappy skincare called Schmodan and Schmields, and killed my skin for a good 18 months with it, like a moron. Anyway, I do have some like scarring kind of left over from that, and just kind of discoloration where it didn't just go back to the way that it should be. But it covers it up really, really well. I really can't say enough about the coverage. Okay, so all set with that. Now there is a little trick that I'm going to try right now, and I'll be very honest with you, I haven't used it before. I saw this on Instagram. I was watching one of my influencers that I like to watch. So this is another pressed powder. This is in the shade Scarlet. Scarlet is also the same shade of liquid concealer that I use, but I'm going to use it in the powder form so that I can show you a fully powdered look. Now normally when I apply this, I go in with a powder brush and I stipple this in, but I was watching and someone had told me, slash the 10,000 other women watching it, to go in with a damp blending bud and apply it like that. So that's what I'm going to do and see how it works. And apparently it just melts right in, and I'm going to have to agree with that. So now there are two ways to do this. Damp blending bud. This is my EcoTool sponge that I use basically every day. So I just took that, it's damp, I wiped it on my pressed powder, and I'm just going in and stippling it underneath where I want to put that highlight. And because it's damp, it's not going to cause any creasing because it's just automatically making that powder melt right into my skin. I wash this every time I use it, unless like I'm really just in a way and I forget. I wash it every time I use it, just with hot water and hand soap. I don't use anything special, just those two things. And I like to keep a little bit of moisture in it. I wring it out in a towel so that it's not like dripping, but I like to keep a little extra moisture in it because, hi Alice, what that does is just make everything that much easier to blend out. All right, so let's go down our nose. So I'm using this pressed powder, which is the same foundation powder, just in a different shade. And I'm using this to highlight and contour my face. So this is the way to use pressed powder if you are not a pressed powder girl because you have drier or normal to dry skin. This is the routine for you. Not to say that you can't use this if you have dry skin. I'm just trying to make it a little more accessible because I know I was a person who was scared off of pressed powder because I have kind of a drier complexion. All right, so we're all blended in. Now the problem with going full coverage and sort of blending out your face is you lose the shadows in your face. And the shadows in your face are what makes you look slimmer and kind of brings more personality to your face. So that's something that we're going to want to add back in. So to do that really naturally, I'm just going to go in. and add some bronzer now. So I'm using bronzer. This is the shade Sunset. Sunset is the palest shade of bronzer that we have. Normally I've been using Malibu lately, but because I just want that really, really subtle look about my look today, I'm gonna go in with Sunset. And I'm just gonna take and stipple it on right at the crease where the top of my ear is and sort of blend it down towards the corner of my mouth. Like so. So this shade right here, Sunset, like I said, it's the least aggressive bronzer that we have. It's going to give you more of a golden glow. If you have a light complexion like me, it might be a good one to start out with. But don't be afraid to use Malibu. I've got to say, I like Malibu the best out of all three of these, especially in the summertime. I feel like I'm going to use it constantly. But this is definitely the most natural sort of contour for me. I like this bronzer especially because it has a marbled look to it, so part of it is matte and part of it is shimmer, so you get a nice little glow without it being too over the top. Okay, and now we're just going to do our forehead. And just warm up our forehead a little bit. Bring it in, keeping the inside of our face nice and bright. And I'm going to grab a little bit on the end of my powder concealer brush and just go down the sides of my nose with it, just to warm up my nose. And then I'm going to also use this as an eyeshadow. So I'm going to apply it right to the inside crease of my eyes. It's not going to give me a huge sort of like full eye effect, but what it is going to give me that polished effect, like I didn't forget part of my makeup. Hi, Kristen. So I'm just going to blend this right into the crease of my eye. And I'm probably also going to add a little bit of the blush that I do at the end to it too, because I like a little bit of pink. It brings out the green in my eyes. So all set. The last place I'm going to do is contour my jawline because it makes a huge, huge difference on the silhouette of your face. So I'm just going to take some of that bronzer and drag it right on the bone structure of my chin and my jaw. And right down my neck. And this is just going to define my chin so it looks even more sort of sculpted. And if you just stick right on where you feel your bone, you can't mess it up. Easy peasy. All right, so now is time for blush. Because we're going super nooch, I'm going to go in with Sweet, which is my easiest, most natural flush shade. Gorgeous on everybody. I haven't seen anybody wear it that I haven't. Hi Heather, how are you? So this is Sweet, love it. Just to show you how hyperpigmented these are. I know I use that phrase a lot, but I want you to understand because I didn't realize what I was missing when I was using other products. All right, so this is a fully clean blush brush. I'm just going to touch this once and look at all the product that's on here. That's not product, excuse me, that's not product, that's color. You're not going to get that touching a lot of other products. This is concentrated color. So instead of going in 100 times back and forth, like you see people dig, 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 and then apply, you don't need to do that with these products. They're going to last you forever because they have so much color and so much less filler. It's also the reason that I don't get all that weird fallout when I do my eye looks. It doesn't all end up underneath here.
I'm gonna get dressed.
You're gonna get dressed? Whatever you want to do, bud. Okay. Can you handle that on your own?
Yeah.
All right. Proud of you. So I'm just blending that in right to the top and out to the apple of my cheek.
Where's that green basket?
I don't know. Oh, it's downstairs because I'm doing laundry. It's okay. Breathe deeply.
Will you still bring it up here?
I'll bring it up when I'm done with the laundry.
What?
Dill.
May I?
No. Anyway, so now we're going to go in with highlighter. I'm going to use Benevolent, which is my pearly sort of shimmery kind of opalish gold. I don't really want to call it gold because it's not. It's more of like an opalescent flesh tone. So I'm just going to go and tickle this right on the top of my cheekbone. And then I kind of do like a little C here and blend it on over my eyebrow arch and down onto my cheekbone. These are great for doing highlighter because they really just hit the exact area that you want them to. They're really soft and you can be kind of persnickety about where they go. I see a lot of aggressive highlights out there, and they don't look as good as they could because they're so pronounced. And there is such a thing as too much of a good thing, honestly. All right, so going down my nose a little bit more. And on my Cupid's bow. Do you hear my child in there? Hi, Amy. Hi, Melissa. And then the dog. They've been quiet all day until I go on and do this. All right, so let's do, oh, I told you I was gonna add a little blush to my eyes, and I'm going to. So this is Sweet, same blush that I just used for my face. I'm gonna grab my Younique blending brush, and I'm just gonna buff a little bit of this right into the crease of my eye. And it just pinks it up just a little bit. And it's not adding another product. You've already got it out to do your face. It's easy peasy. And I'm gonna actually take a little bit of Benevolent on my finger. I'm just gonna put it right on the inside corner of my eye just to brighten my eye up. It just wakes it up a little bit. I like a little brightness. And your fingertip can melt it in. We're being very low maintenance today. All right, so Epic Mascara. One Step Epic Mascara, wherever I put it. Here it is. So I do 2 coats of Epic, but you know what I'm actually gonna do is I'm gonna curl my lashes today. I never ever curl them, but I keep seeing people curl them and saying what a huge difference it makes. And I did get, this is the Shiseido eyelash curler. It was developed for Asian eyes, which are a little bit smaller typically. So if you have a sort of a fear of these things, this one is going to be a little bit tighter and not going to annoy your eye as much. I've had some like pinches on my eyelids before, and I think that's why I got away from using one of these, but I'll give it a try. Okay, so Moodstruck Epic Mascara. This is the original, not the waterproof version, and I do 2 coats. The first coat is just kind of my primer coat. Oh, different applying mascara to a curled lash, I gotta say. I also know people that curl their lashes after they do their mascara. And then I've heard people say not to do that because you can break your lashes that way. So much push-pull in the beauty industry, am I right? Okay. So I do 2 coats, the first coat on both, and then I'll go back after it dries and do the second coat. The second coat really lengthens and separates everything and just really bulks up my lashes really nicely. But I can't wait to try the new 4D mascara that comes out on May 1st. I'm doing a pre-order list because I know that this is probably going to sell out. so I can hold myself accountable to logging on that day and ordering as many as I can and then sending them out to you. So if you want to get on the 4D pre-order list, just shoot me a message and I will find out how many of them I can actually order and make sure that I get you on. Okay. So 2 coats of Epic are now on, and I can actually see my lashes again, which is fabulous. And now I'm just going to do my lower lashes really quickly. And that's primarily because my lower lashes are very fine and extremely blonde, and if I didn't put something on them, you wouldn't see them there at all. All right, so before I do my lips, I'm actually going to set my makeup. So this is the point where I want to explain to you, if you have dry skin but you're still a powder foundation routine lover, this is where rose water comes in. We have a beautiful setting spray, which is this Touch Behold setting spray. I live and die by it. I think it's probably one of the best products we've ever come out with. I use it every single day and it keeps my makeup flawless. That being said, if you want a dewier finish and you're using a powder foundation, this is an also great product to use. I use it every day on my skin anyway because it's a natural toner. But it's also, if I were to spray it on my face now, which I'm going to, it's going to melt all my powder together into my face so that it sets it, number one. But number two, it's going to give it a dewier, more glowy finish. The Touch Behold setting spray is going to give it a little bit more of a matte finish, but this is going to give it more of a dewy finish. So you can see it's wet. Also a little testimony to how great our products are. This would honestly be like me getting sprayed with water, because I did. And my makeup isn't running, it's not gooping, nothing like that. All right, I'm just going to grab something to sort of promote the drying of this now.
Mom, look at.
Wow, you got dressed by yourself?
Yeah.
You're awesome, dude. All right, so I'm just gonna dry my face off with the toner on it. So the toner is amazing. If you have eczema, rosacea, dry skin, blotchy skin, red skin, irritated skin, puffy skin, anything like that, this rose water is gonna be your best friend. It comes in 2 different sizes now. This is the larger size. I use it every day, morning and night when I wash my face. It's just got a ton of really great like nutrients in it, botanicals, essential oils, and things like that. It's super refreshing. It smells like a bouquet of roses. Does not irritate your skin whatsoever. Okay, pretty much dry now, but you can see the glow. You can see that my highlighter has come out even more, and it's just super glowy. And basically what it has done is it's dampened all of my powders and locked them together so that I have a beautifully melted finished look on my skin. Finishing your makeup is so important. I can't begin to tell you. Starting your makeup with a good primer and finishing your makeup with a great setting spray is really going to change your makeup look for the day. All right, so the last 2 things that we have to do are my brows. I'm going to go super simple. Brow Obsession palette and the Brow Artist brush. I'm going to skip using the transfer gel and just stick with the powders today. Because again, being very quick and basic about it. So the first thing I do is draw in the lower brow line. And then the upper brow line. And this basically just gives me the template that I'm going to stick between for when I'm filling in my brows. I like to grab just those little teeny baby hairs that live right above my natural brow line. They're going to give me a little bit better of an arch, as well as the fact that they're still going to give me like a little bit of a hair consistency as I fill in my brow. if you can keep a hair texture to your brows, that's always the best thing to do. It can look a little bit fake when you're just drawing on your skin. So as much as you can incorporate your natural brows into it, the better. So the lower line, the upper line, and then filling in from the arch back where you want it to be the darkest and the thickest. And just blending it out. Easy peasy. Nothing too aggressive with the brows. I love, love, love this brow palette. Brow Obsession palette in brunette. I can totally testify to how good of a product it is because I use it every single day, and I've been using it since February of 2018. And look at how much is still left in it. Like, I'm starting to hit pan a little bit in here, but everything else, I probably have another year of this, honestly. So I can't say enough about this product. If you do your brows all the time, you're gonna love it. All right, so now we're ready for lips. So I'm gonna go in with just a very nude sort of glowy look. So I'm gonna go in with Pouty Lip Liner and Lucid Lip Gloss. Pouty is probably my favorite lip liner that we have. It's got enough color where it shows up, but not too much color that you really have to worry about blending it in a ton. Okay, uppers. If you're gonna overline your lips, only do so right in the center, not on the outsides, or else you'll just look like you had an allergic reaction to something. Hi, Rachel. All right, so now I'm gonna go in with, so you can see, it just basically looks like my lip, but better. All right, so Lucid Lucrative Lip Gloss. I love all of our lip glosses. I really can't pick a favorite. None of them are sticky. They all have great pigment. And I love the way that they make my lips look super juicy and they don't wear off immediately. We've all had that lip gloss where we've had to apply it like every hour on the hour. That's not these guys. Of course, if you're constantly licking your lips or you wipe it off with something, that's a different story. But if you're just, you know, going about life, you're not going to have a problem at all. And there we have it. There is our glowy, easy pressed powder look of the day. It honestly does not get easier or more natural looking than this. Everything blends really well together, especially if you're using one product line. It's going to be your best friend, because what I learned in using multiple product lines, because I heard this foundation was so great, and that, look at that glow, beautiful thing. Thank you, it's so nice of you, Heather. Honestly, if you're going for a more glowy appearance, grab a rose water, grab a big one, because you can use it for your skincare and to set your makeup with. I love this product. I love the way it smells. I love the way it makes my skin feel. It's an amazing toner for your skincare routine. I can't say enough about it. But what I love about these products is that they are meant to blend together. When I used to go and pick like one from column A and one from column B and buy what the girl at Sephora was trying to sell me, I found that I was trying to like fit all these products together because I was supposed to love them, but they weren't meant to go together. So when I kind of got rid of all that noise in my head and I really hunkered down and started using one thing, it started to work so much better. And it's not that I was using a different kind of method to apply it. I was pretty much using the same methods. It's just that I was using products that wanted to go on my face together. So not that I want you to throw away everything you have and go with Younique. Wink, kind of I do. But I want you to use things that aren't going to give you like pushback. So if you are a pressed powder person, I'm personally not. and I haven't always been, but I'm a believer now because I have dry skin and my skin does not look dry with this on. It looks really kind of dewy and fresh and glowy. I don't see any fine lines. I'll zoom in. I don't see any fine lines and wrinklage. And sometimes, you know, if you put on too much makeup, you're going to notice those things even when you don't normally notice them in other situations. So take a look. Let me know what you need. If you need to be color matched, let me know. I don't know what the May, oh my God, it's going to be May. I feel like Justin Timberlake. I don't know what the May Kudos is going to be. This month it was a shadow palette, a splash liquid lipstick, and an epic mascara. So I don't know what next month will be, but I do know that the 4D mascara is coming out, and we'll see. If you want to be color matched for anything, let me know. If you want to hold off until May 1st to do any ordering just to see if something that you want is on sale on the Kudos, that's totally fine. We can at least get you all picked out, and that way on May 1st you can just hit the order button and be ready to go. But that's my spiel for today. I don't know if I'll be on tomorrow. I have to take an exercise class at 9 o'clock in the morning. So, if you're on Instagram, I want you to go follow the Realistic Housewives of IG Instagram. That is my Facebook page with my girlfriend Melanie, and we basically do all of the things that housewives and wives and just working moms and all this do. You know, we're cooking, we're cleaning, we're going places, we're showing you things, we're giving you the inside knowledge on what to do, what to avoid, who to talk to. And we were asked by Orange Theory Fitness to come in and do a fitness class tomorrow. So if I don't survive, I love you all. Thank you for watching these. I got winded today mowing the lawn for my husband, so I don't know, this looks pretty intense. So 9 o'clock tomorrow, we will be at Orange Theory doing a workout, and I'm terrified, but I'm going in with a really good attitude, and maybe when I get home, I will hop on and do a live. But thank you guys so much for tuning in, and I will see you hopefully tomorrow.